Hey guys, it's Christy. I am just about to sit down and start making my card for the current Lawnscaping challenge. I'm on the design team over at Lawnscaping, which is a challenge blog dedicated to lawn fawn stamps. And I was about to start doing my card for the challenge on Monday, and I thought I'd go ahead and film a video and let you guys see a little bit of my process. So the current challenge that we have is number 61, and it is actually going to be a sketch challenge. And since this video won't be going up until the challenge is live, I can go ahead and show you that right now. This is our sketch right here. It was created by Christy, and I'm going to just pull together some elements and show you guys how you can use a sketch for a challenge or just in your regular card making. What's nice about a sketch is that it takes away some of the guesswork for you. You don't have to come up with a layout for yourself, and also it gives you maybe another design that you don't have in your repertoire so far. Maybe put together things in a layout that you wouldn't normally think of yourself. So this is our current sketch, and what I did was I went and got this Simple Stories I Heart Summer paper pad. I am just totally in love with Simple Stories lately, and I'll go quickly show you some of the papers. I've already pulled some of them out of it, but there you go. You just get to see some of the, it's kind of like a distressed bright color palette, which is really nice. You know, something a little bit different. It's the brights, but it's toned down with a little bit of the distress. So I pulled out some papers here. As you can see, there is a cloud here in the sketch. So I'm going to use this cloud paper in some way to bring out that element. And the cloud is really just a shape. It doesn't have to be a cloud. For you, it could be a star, it could be a butterfly, it could be a circle, it could be anything you want. And you know, it's just to give you an idea. But I saw this cloud paper and I thought that that would go well together for this challenge. So I'm going to use that in some way. Let's see. I also have, the card is in a square, or the sketch is in a square, which you don't have to do a square, but I decided to go ahead and do a square because I thought it would be fun. And I trimmed out this piece of paper because it had this little bit of a border here, like there is here. It doesn't go all the way around, but that's alright. It's going to at least tie in that little bit of a border. So I'm going to mount that onto my card. And then the B side of this paper here was this yellow heart, which is fun. So I'm going to bring in this little flag shape that's over here on the right hand side, except I'm going to switch it to the left so it doesn't block this little sentiment and the bike over here. So we're going to have something like that. And then let's see, for the circle I decided I'm going to use the new Lawn Cut Circle Stackables, so I'm going to be die cutting probably the cloud paper from there. And then just, you know, to carry in the summer theme that goes with my paper, I pulled out this Sunny Skies set from Lawn Fawn, and I'm going to be using the small kite here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to begin by adhering this paper down because I already know that that's my plan. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back. And I'm just going to go ahead and butt this up against the spine here. Make sure that's straight. And go ahead and press that into place. There we go. Now they have the banner going on top of the circle, but I think I'd like to layer underneath. So I'm going to cut this little piece into a flag shape at the bottom here. And to do that, I'm just going to cut up the middle, and then I'm going to go to the ends and just go up to meet that first cut that I made. And that will give me a nice little banner shape. And I'm going to adhere that right about there, I guess. I'd like it to come down, but I don't want it to cover my bicycle. And I'm using the lines on this pattern paper to make sure I get it nice and straight. And then I'll just go ahead and trim off the excess. All right. Now I'm going to take my Lawn Fawn dies and I'm going to pick out, let's see here, how I'm going to want to do that. I'm going to go I think I'm going to go ahead and use these two. So I'm going to cut out the cloud pattern paper and then I'll come back and show you that. Okay, so I decided that this little piece I thought maybe needed a backer. So I took the next largest Lawn Fawn die, the circle stackables, and I cut that out, and then it ended up being a little bit too large. So what I did was lay this down on the piece of paper, and then I just traced the inner part of the circle and trim that off. So now I'm going to see if I like that. I thought maybe it needed a little bit more brightness behind it, but now I'm not so sure. And you know what? I think I just prefer the paper by itself, so I'm just going to go ahead and save that for another project. Maybe I'll just pop it up on dimensionals, and that will give it a little bit of lift so that there's some difference between the tones of the paper. So I'm going to move on now to stamping, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this small kite. And let's see here. I'll move my circle stackables out of the way. I'm going to try and stamp this on the little squares here and see if I can't get like a two-toned effect with my kite. I'm going to take some black Memento ink and just get my stamp good and inked up. And I think I'm going to do the red here. And that kind of cut off a little bit. Let's see if there's another. I'm going to try it again up here on this red square and see if I can't get a better full impression. Okay, that's better. And I think I'm going to try to stamp it once more on another color. And maybe I can cut that out for some contrast. Maybe we'll do orange. Except I'm going to have to go this way to get the other sides. Nope, that's too close. The yellow maybe. I like the yellow. Okay. And now I'm going to just go ahead and cut those out. Alright, so I've got these two halves, and I'm going to glue these down on top of the kite here over the white spots. So I'm just going to add a little bit of Tombow Mono Multi, just a very little bit. Okay, I'm going to take a yellow, this is a CT1 Spectrum Noir marker, and I'm just going to fill in that little white space where I didn't stamp it right. And that's a little too bright, so I'm going to go with the CT4. And then I'm just going to hit that with the blender pen to kind of smooth out the brightness of that color. And when that dries, that'll look a lot better. Okay. And then I think I'm going to take my EB5 and I'm just going to get these little wooden parts here at the top and sides of the kite. Okay. All right. So that is going to go somewhere up here. And now I need to stamp out the kite tail. And I think what I'm going to do is stamp that out on these little squares. You know, it'll be a little bit of fussy cutting, so it's a little bit of work, but I think it'll look nice, so it's worth it. Before I stamp it on the paper, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it on the blue paper so that I get my string with the little bows. So I'm going to see here just about where I need to go. Alright, and I'm going to set that aside, and I need to stamp out 4 bows then. Alright, so I've got my little bows cut out, and I'm just going to go ahead and adhere those again with the Tombow Mono Multi. Just going to dab just the tiniest bit of glue on the back of each one of these. And you have a second there to play with them and get them lined up perfectly. Okay, and now I just need to adhere my kite, and it looks like it's gonna be floating just above the blue circle, which is fine. I actually like that. It was an accident, but it was a happy accident, as Bob Ross used to say. Little happy accidents. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually going to wipe away some of the glue from the top because I'm going to put dimensional adhesive underneath that. Go ahead and press that into place. All right. And as far as the sentiment here, that kind of mimics the sentiment that's right here that says "Say hello to summer." So I'm going to go ahead and leave the sentiment off because I think that it will be too busy if I add something on top of that. So I'm going to just take some dimensionals and put it on the back of my sticker or my circle here. This one I'm going to make sure I grab part of the kite with it. And we'll just go ahead and adhere that down. Right about there. Okay, and that's our card. As you can see, it's very similar to the sketch, but I also put my own twist on it, and you know, that's completely okay. Sketches are just supposed to be a general idea, so feel free to put your own spin on it, you know. I hope you enjoyed this card video. Come and check us out at Lawnscaping, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.